Let's talk about a silent truth that most men ignore, your actual level of attraction. See, the majority of guys navigate the world completely oblivious to how they're genuinely perceived by others. You probably think you're just one more face, blending into the background, just going through the motions. But what if I told you that your magnetic pull is far stronger than you currently believe? What if you've been carrying a powerful presence, one that instantly commands attention? Yet because you don't acknowledge it, you're missing out on using it effectively. Today, we're dissecting the undeniable indicators that confirm you possess that rare, inherent attraction. And I need to be clear. This has nothing to do with genetics or looks. This is deeper. This is about your core psychology, your energy signature, and the unspoken language that makes people react to you on a primal level. Get ready, because by the time this video is over, you will have a clear, objective measure of where you truly stand. Let's get into the signs. Have you ever walked into a setting, a room, a restaurant, a party, and immediately felt a change? You notice eyes shift toward you, not because of your clothes or anything you've said, but because your sheer presence holds a weight that needs to be acknowledged. That is pure, unadulterated power. That is quiet dominance. Most men enter, and they are a zero. They blend in, they're invisible, they change nothing. But attractive men, they instantly recalibrate the entire energy of the space. They don't need to be loud. They don't need to be the biggest or most aggressive guy present. There is something about them that effortlessly commands natural respect. It's visible in their movement, deliberate, unhurried, shoulders back, chin slightly up. They don't apologize for the space they occupy. They own it. And people feel that. Women sense it and are compelled to react to it. Other men, they either show immediate respect or a sudden, defensive hostility because, whether they admit it or not, they recognize the competition. If you have ever noticed others subtly adjusting their posture or behavior simply because you arrived, my friend, you possess that silent dominance that demands recognition. Let's be honest, women are hyper-aware of eye contact and who is watching them. They do not accidentally make repeated prolonged eye contact. If a woman glances, then looks away quickly, that's one thing. That's nervousness. But if she lingers, if she holds your eye contact for a full second more than is socially expected, she is experiencing a profound reaction. Sometimes she's actually testing you. She'll lock eyes just long enough to see if you can handle the pressure of her direct gaze. If you break eye contact too soon, she registers insecurity and lack of resolve. If you stare too intensely, she feels uncomfortable and threatened. But if you hold it just long enough to acknowledge the connection, then confidently and casually look away like it was nothing significant, you've passed the unspoken test. Here's the interesting paradox. Some women do the exact opposite. They will consciously avoid your gaze. Why? Not because they aren't interested, but because looking at you feels too emotionally intense or vulnerable. In either scenario, she's reacting powerfully. She sees something in you she can't ignore. Always pay close attention to this signal. Eye contact is one of the clearest, purest indicators of genuine attraction. Have you noticed how some men speak and everyone else just naturally stops to listen? This isn't because they're the loudest person in the circle. Nor is it because they try to monopolize the conversation. It's because they speak with an inherent, unwavering certainty. Truly attractive men never feel the need to impress others with a torrent of words. They don't rush their thoughts. They often take a deliberate, calm pause before they speak. Their voice is typically calm, deep, and measured. They never feel compelled to fill every silence with nervous, irrelevant chatter. And when they do decide to speak, the group leans in because their words carry weight. Women are masters at picking up on this signal. If you've had a woman subtly move her body closer to you while you're speaking, or if she keeps injecting follow-up questions to keep your monologue going, she is hooked. She is emotionally invested in your presence. This happens because you project the energy of a man who is completely secure and self-aware. The content of your speech is secondary to how you deliver it. Speak from a place of grounded confidence, and you will find that the entire world naturally listens. This sign is extremely subtle, yet once you see it, you will notice it everywhere. Have you ever been in a crowded environment, a busy street, a club, a full elevator, and realized that people instinctively make a path for you? You're not aggressively pushing your way through, you're simply walking with a clear sense of purpose, and the crowd seemingly parts for you. This is not coincidence. This is the power of presence. When a man carries himself with clear self-authority, people subconsciously recognize and respect his physical boundary. In social situations, some men are consistently overlooked or bumped into, while others receive automatic, deference-based attention. The underlying difference is not physical size, it's the quality of their energy. Women instantly register this. If a man effortlessly commands space, she automatically assumes he is a person of high consequence or importance. And in the complex dance of attraction, perceived importance is everything. So the next time you are out, pay close attention. If people quietly adjust their seating, if they create space for you without a verbal request, you are projecting the kind of energy that naturally demands and receives respect. Understand this. Women rarely walk up and simply announce their interest. But when they are intrigued, they will invariably find creative ways to maneuver themselves into your immediate vicinity. I'm not talking about random chance. Have you been at a coffee shop, the gym, or even walking in a park, and you notice the same woman keeps showing up in your sightline? Maybe she walks past your table multiple times. Maybe she stations herself just close enough for you to notice her fixing her hair, adjusting her accessories, or pretending to be engrossed in her phone. Perhaps she even makes a slight, accidental physical contact with you. That is not random. It is highly intentional. Women will strategically position themselves in your personal space, hoping you will recognize the signal and initiate contact. They want to be noticed, but they are genetically wired not to make it obvious. And the most significant giveaway: meaningless, small talk. If she asks you a pointless, open-ended question, laughs disproportionately at a very average joke you told, or invents any trivial reason to extend the interaction, she is trying desperately to maintain her presence in your space. The brutal, honest truth is that a woman who is genuinely uninterested will instinctively do everything in her power to avoid your proximity. But one who is attracted, she will make absolutely damn sure she is always within your striking distance. Look, attraction is fundamentally not about your face or your clothes. It's entirely about your internal energy and your external presence. When you start deeply owning the space around you, when you move with focused, calm purpose, and when you speak from a place of rock-solid confidence, your reality will shift. You will stop the exhausting cycle of chasing. You will stop needing to prove your worth to anyone. And suddenly, effortlessly, everything and everyone you want will begin gravitating directly toward you. So, train yourself to see these signs, my guy. Because once you fully recognize and understand them, you can never unsee them. And that is the exact moment when absolutely everything in your life changes.